transmission pipe, it looks like.
Yeah, we've also heard, you know, that the water main was destroyed in this area too. So here I think might be the split pipe that's being described. It's difficult to see. It's obviously so dark out here.
Yeah, that does look like the pipe, doesn't it? And so this is a very large transmission line which may pump gas upwards of 300 pounds per square inch. So it's, you know, it's under some pressure, and which would explain the enormous explosion and why the fireball reached hundreds of feet into the air, because it was the pressure of the gas running through this big line.
Boy, and you just look at that image right there. It looks like a bomb has gone off.
And it certainly is what people describe who were anywhere near it. It was felt, you know, the force of the explosion was felt probably around half a mile away. One person said they felt it in Pacifica, but certainly a lot of people, it was widely felt around a half-mile area around this site. So that gives you an idea of just how powerful it was. And you're right, Carolyn, it is like a bomb going off for all intents and purposes in terms of force.
Yeah, it is just remarkable. So this is what we can see tonight. Of course, as Dan's talked about, it's going to be just a horrifying sight in the morning when we have full light and we can really see the devastation out here in this area.
I think that's really when people are going to be really shocked and heartbroken, when we see at first light the results of what happened. It's going to be really surprising, because an entire neighborhood is going to be wiped out.
Yeah, and again, this is at Glenview and Earl, the site of that giant blast this afternoon, or this evening rather, at 6:15. And flames still burning there tonight in the neighborhood. Yeah,
so coming up on now, Carolyn, 6 hours since this happened. At the worst of it, it just looked like the world was on fire. I have to tell you, if you were watching TV at all, just flames everywhere you looked, and it was just roaring out of control. So many houses in every direction in this neighborhood were on fire. Now, thankfully, things are much more calm. It's 50% contained at least, and firefighters very confident the flames will spread no farther, that no more homes will burn tonight.
Again, a state of emergency has been declared in San Mateo County by acting Governor Abel Maldonado. Governor Schwarzenegger, of course, is on his way to Asia, so Lieutenant Governor Maldonado is acting as governor. He will be in San Bruno at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. He will be in San Bruno to help folks deal with all of this.
And speed up help for these people. Now, you're looking at pictures from Sky 7 HD on video, but we also have some really dramatic video shot by a freelance photographer for us, Brian Carmody, who was on the ground really 15 minutes or so after the blast. And we want to show you, he sat with us here on the set for a little while. We want to show you some of his video and listen to the interview we conducted with him and him describe what he saw.
I got there about 15 minutes after it happened. The fire
These are your pictures.
That's correct, yeah. The fire was absolutely intense. The gas line is actually burning right behind that home right there that you see burning.
Okay.
And what struck me, besides the obvious heat, was the sound that this thing was making. It was clear to me when I got there that this was something to do with gas and not a plane. There was a lot of debris from an explosion that had happened. There were actually holes in the roofs of some of the houses from rocks that were falling. The firefighters were, I had several of them come up to me and say that they were just frustrated because there was nothing that they could do. They were just, the
couldn't
heat
get
was,
close.
Couldn't get close. Because the houses that are burning are in the zone from the heat from the actual gas itself that's coming up. So they couldn't even get near this house to even try to put it out. That house, when I left, had actually burned completely to the ground. There was a house
this one we're looking at now.
Correct.
Yeah.
The house next door had started to burn, and they were going to try to make a stand there.
Brian, at the time that you arrived here and you saw this home just literally go up, I mean, how many in this area? As your shot pulls out a little wider, we can
There were
see
probably 15 houses that were completely on fire that I could see. Also, through the smoke and the flames, down down this road, so east of where I was, there appeared to be a couple of large buildings. I don't know if those were apartment buildings or some kind of rec center or something, but something had completely burned down in that area.
Not a house. Bigger than a house.
It looked to be bigger than a house.
Well, and I know there's a Lutheran church in that area. I'm not sure of the proximity of that.
This video was shot at the corner of Claremont and Vermont in San Bruno, and I got there, and we actually were about to leave the area just because it was so hot.
Oh,
I actually have some firefighter gear that I carry with me, and I actually had to use the helmet and the goggles just to shoot these pictures because of how intense the heat was.
Look at these cars all on fire around you.
The cars were burning, the homes were burning, everything was burning. I mean, green grass lawns were catching on fire because of the heat. It was just amazing.
Did you see people getting out of homes? Did you see people escaping?
It appeared to me that anybody that could get out got out right away.